Here we are with my old friend, colleague, and Hall of Famer Steve Flink in Wimbledon. And Steve, welcome. And are you surprised of what's going on in Wimbledon, or you did expect everything with your predictions?
Well, so far, I think things are on course, Ubaldo. We still have Djokovic in the hunt, going for his 5th title in a row. Alcaraz has struggled a bit, but he's into the quarterfinals. Medvedev is still alive. There have been a few surprises. Tsitsipas losing to Eubanks. We could pick out a few upsets, but same, the leading 3 women are all in there too. You've got Swiatek, you've got Sabalenka, and you've got Rybakina all still in the chase. So I think things have played out the way we expected, and we're going to have the matches we wanted.
Yes, and yesterday we saw Djokovic ending up as a winner versus Hurkacz, who was able to cause him troubles, because in the first set he had 3 set points and he didn't play well those set points, and then in the second set he was up 5-4 in the tiebreaker, and then also he won the third. So what do you think?
Well, I think for one thing, Djokovic is the king of tiebreaks. He's got 14 in a row, and he didn't lose any at Roland Garros. He lost 1 in Australia. He hasn't lost 1 here. Hurkacz, strangely for a big server, he has about a 500 record. For every tiebreak he wins, he loses 1. Yeah. Which is strange. Big server like him with his game probably should have a better record in tiebreaks. So yeah, he got tight in the first set tiebreak, Hurkacz, and Djokovic was poised and came out of it with 5 points in a row from 3-6. Second set, I thought Djokovic outplayed him largely, and even though he needed a little luck to get out of that tiebreak with Hurkacz serving at 5-4, he did win at 8 points to 6 again. 2 8-6 tiebreaks. He was better under pressure, but Hurkacz got the third set yesterday, as you said. Broke Djokovic at the end of the third set for 7-5, and Djokovic got 1 break in the fourth at 3-all and closed it out 2 love service games. So I feel like it was a good test for Djokovic.
And Steve, I don't want to interrupt you because you're giving so many numbers that I get confused. Okay. But I mean, do you think that Djokovic is playing at his best? I don't have that impression.
No, well, you can't. I think the draw. What can you say? This Cation that he played in the first, he wasn't familiar with his first round opponent, but played fine. There was 1 tiebreak in the third set, and then he played Jordan Thompson, who served and volleyed the whole match. It was an unusual match. I thought he played well enough, but it was a tough guy to face who kept coming forward. And then Stan Wawrinka played 2 very good sets. Okay. Had to struggle in the third set, won it in a tiebreak, and then the Hurkacz match we discussed. I think he's building toward the big matches starting today, Ubaldo, when he's going to play Rublev. This is when he wants to bring out his best, and that's what I expect him to do.
Yes, he always beat Rublev but once in Belgrado, where I was, and
you were in Belgrade for that match?
Yes,
that's probably why he lost.
Yeah, probably. I was invited by the Djokovic family, to be honest. So I went there, but Djokovic had not been played in the very long before. He had a stop, he was in great shape, so he lost, but he wouldn't have lost normally. But what about the other favorite? I mean, Alcaraz is number 1 in the world. He beat Berrettini. He was down 6-3 in the first set, but he won 6-3, 6-3, 6-3. The other
You're giving a lot of numbers.
Yes, me too.
And those numbers, and Ubaldo, those are correct.
No, I don't know why. But Steve, anyway, well, I give you another number. Berrettini held he served for 60 games in a row, 54 in the first 3 matches, and then 6 in the first set, and then he lost finally when he was down 2-1. He lost his serve for the first time.
Yeah, and then I guess when he got broken, I think 4 times altogether. I was a little disappointed in that part of Berrettini's game, the last 3 sets. He should have kept it tighter, in my view. Alcaraz deserved to win. He returned much better the last 3 sets, but Medvedev did not serve his very best. Okay. Yeah, Alcaraz lost his set in that previous round. He had a tough time with Nicholas Jarry, and so I feel like he hasn't been at his best, and he better be against Holger Rune.
But you know what? He's always able to return. I mean, Berrettini was able to serve only 9 aces. Normally, he serves 20. And that shows how Alcaraz is so good in returning and finding the way to see the ball.
Yeah, he moves around, he changes his position, he started to read it better, but I also don't think Berrettini located his serve as well as he needed to. That was partly, in other words, partly Berrettini's own fault.
Then I have to be careful with Steve because we have only 1 minute.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's use it well.
So Alcaraz will have to play Rune, who beat Dimitrov in 4 sets. 2 20-year-old boys.
Right. I think it could be a terrific match. You know that I think it could go. I think it could go 5. I like Alcaraz to win, but I think Rune is not afraid of Alcaraz.
Okay, what about today's? Very quickly, the predictions. Swiatek, Svitolina.
Swiatek, maybe 3 or 2 tight sets. Swiatek wins.
Djokovic, we both think that will beat Rublev.
Yes.
I don't even ask you.
Right.
Pegula and Vondrousova.
Pegula wins.
Pegula wins. Sinner with Safiullin.
Sinner in straight sets.
Sinner in straight set. I think the worst case, he can lose 1 set.
Yes.
Thanks to Steve Flink, my old friend, colleague, and Hall of Famer. See you tomorrow from Wimbledon.